Alright guys, Cammy here again. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. One day into Black Ops 7, loads of kickoff tournaments going down over the last couple of days, some big championship winners already, and some players believing that it's certainly going to be their year. Dashy reckons with the aim assist changes in this new title and his early feelings on Black Ops 7, he is going to be a very hard man to stop, he thinks, this year. Is that going to be true for the rest of the OpTic team? Which other players are looking good early doors in Black Ops 7? Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always. The race is of course well underway, the teams are getting through the relevant prestiges. The first thing to note, I guess, is that Scump just got his first nuke of the race. Now, the race has been going for some time now, and there have been a lot of questions on whether we got, I don't want to say, like, rug pulled exactly, when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, right? It's certainly not what it used to be in terms of previous COD titles over the last few years, but in the beta, they had very much so towards the end an open matchmaking system where it definitely felt, I mean, yeah, people were dropping nukes left, right, rhubarb, right? So you might have expected a bit more of that when the games actually come out. But there has been a feeling that when Traixx did that tweet before the release to say, well, the matchmaking is going to be similar to the open matchmaking in the beta, but they didn't precisely say the same with no skill-based matchmaking in play. So there's been a bit of talk about that. Is it that relevant for the competitive scene? Maybe not, but it is certainly a talking point because maybe there's been a feeling that some of the very casual players need a bit more protection to stop them from going to Battlefield 6. I don't know what you guys think about that one. There's been lots going on though. So some of the teams, they're getting tournaments in already. I mean, the kickoff tourneys that always happen at the start of things. There are even some scrims getting underway as well. Couple of clips about that we'll talk about today. LA Thieves, they would try their best to actually play something, but it wasn't especially going to plan. There was a lad who kept joining the lobby. There was a couple of tournaments as well with some full rosters, this being one of them. OpTic were playing the Falcons here, and here's Huke in a 1 versus 2. This is on Raid, and this is the type of stuff that you can now do on Raid. And, it's very interesting that this is possible, I think. It's still Raid, but wow, right? So the wall bouncing, it's on Raid you'd think maybe it's not massively relevant compared to some of the other maps, but it certainly is. And, well, you can see what Huke's doing here in Zig. So this is, movement tech that people will be using. There's other spots where this will be possible as well. But look, they've tried to put this little thing here to maybe make it harder to do this. And I do wonder at some point if Traixx will not be forced to, but whether there may be some spots that people, because you can spam this, right? There's nothing stopping you from just spamming what Huke is doing here. You're playing Hardpoint, for example, you'll just spam jump spotting mids. Pretty difficult to stop that. Now, he's obviously getting pretty high here to such a degree that after he sees the guy and then he chows the same way, right? So you'd think, okay, maybe he will just chow normally, but he doesn't. He flies off the top rope again and, completely guns Kismet there. And then he clutches the 1v2 as well. So, yeah, very interesting. We're seeing a bit of this on Raid already. I think it's exciting on one hand, but also I can see this getting out of hand to some degree. And there will be a lot of talk about it as to whether some of this stuff needs to get GA'd. I'm not saying you could or should or really even can GA something like that, but there will be certain spots, and we'll talk about it actually right at the end of the video with something that Shotzzy found, that could be considered an unintended line of sight, right? And that is the type of stuff that Clayster was talking about, especially in Black Ops 3. And like all these years later, we're on a title where similar things are once again possible. So anyway, LA Thieves, they were playing Exceed's team. They took a 4-2 comeback. Scrap had a few words to say. No surprises there. They also FaZe. So FaZe also played a tournament. They were playing Toronto in a tournament. Here they were on Scar Hardpoint. They took a 250-118W. Simp's been looking especially good so far. Shouldn't come as much of a surprise on this game. Again, there has been immediate talk. Oh, has 04 officially unlocked Simp? Is he back? I think it's a bit too early to make those assessments, but we'll see. Drazah says he's very happy with the game so far. They were playing a bit of exposure as well, the OpTic guys. Huke nearly had a little 1v4 here. So we'll see what maps as well become competitive. We've seen a load of things played so far in some of these tournaments. They will get an idea relatively shortly what that's going to look like. I wonder how much the league will just decide on this one, because we know that last season the pros had effectively no say in the map set changes as the season went on, but the pros always have a say when the games just come out on what maps are actually going to work and what ones aren't. So we'll see on that. Raid, of course, will be played. I did want to share this clip. I thought was hilarious. So here's Aiden posting up on a heady. They're currently down 0-4 to the LA Thieves, and appreciate the quality is not great. I'll try and make that a little bit better. Down 0-4, trying to defend the A-bomb site in a 2v3 situation. Aiden's posted up on the heady, right? You do this in Black Ops 2, you'd have a pretty hard time getting gunned out of here. But what then happens is the entire Thieves team comes around the corner and he just gets absolutely bodied. So, you know, what about this, right? Like, you're setting up on the heady and the three guys that come around the corner are aBeZy, HyDra, and Scrap. Like, you are just cooked. I mean, look at this, right? This guy's wall bouncing through the air off this wall on the left. These two are challenging him and he's just dead instantly. So yeah, this is the type of stuff that you're going to see if you try and post up on this heady, like, you know, like a veteran, like an OG, you might get absolutely slammed by three lads flying around the corner. Now again, if it wasn't Scrap, aBeZy and HyDra, still, it's not an easy gunfight to win, but they all fly around the corner here and just take him off the heady. So that is something that we will be seeing a fair bit of, I think, as the season properly gets underway. FaZe went on to win that CMG kickoff. Thought it was a 2K guaranteed, but Simp says no, that actually was a $4,000 tournament. Abuzah, 0-4, Drazah, and Simp, they take one of the, you know, most biggest, let's say, early season kickoffs. The game has just got underway. We also saw a couple of scrims going down, right? So the OpTic guys were scrimming against the Stallions, and I just wanted to show, so this is on Cortex, right? This is like the biolab part of the map. This is what you can do, and this is going to be a bit of a mess, I will say. As I say, we're on day 1, day 2 here, so the fact that this is being played like this now, I can't imagine what it's going to look like in 6 months' time. But poor Symbols, I mean, look at this poor guy. So Shotzzy just does the absolute Spider-Man tech, flying around the walls, and then he hits him with the double wall bounce and slams him. And yeah, that was pretty, I mean, I might put that in slow motion. We saw some of this stuff happening during the beta at times, but this is what you can do. Shotzzy hits this one, bounces off it, then bounces off the other one, goes even further into the sky, and especially with the lack of aim assist in this game, that is going to be a pretty difficult kill to get. That's certainly a talking point, which players it's going to favour. As I say, we'll see what Dashy had to say on that in a second. This was another remarkable clip. As I say, I'll share a couple in a second. I won't share this one just because it's not from the POV of Slasher. But this was a round 11 1 versus 4 from Slasher. So we know that he, you know, this is what he does in Search and Destroy. But they literally get to a 1v4 here. Slasher then kills 1, kills 2 from the top window. This second guy flies around the corner for some reason. And then all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 2. I think this is encouraged. He tries to hop up and make something happen here. But yeah, Dashy's watching this one, finds himself in a 1 versus 1. And then it's Slasher being encouraged. Of course, he's nervous as all hell here. And now he's got to defuse the bomb with no time on the clock. Doesn't really give it a great go. And Slasher eventually gets the win. So yeah, we've seen it before, but Slasher 1v4, maybe he's back, right? Could Slasher be back in the 1 versus 4 for this game? We know that he's on Ravens this season. Are they going to be any good? Probably not, but we'll see. And they did take out one of the kickoff tournaments. So Lurks, Slasher, Nero, and Craze, they won a 4v4 2K COD agent 1 and done. So the Slasher says I'm always good for 1 kickoff. So yeah, maybe he's back, right? Again, it's Search and Destroy. There should be no doubt the Slashers teams are going to be pretty good at Surge, but especially with Ravens playing remotely this year, not from Brian Saint's penthouse, that could be a little bit of a challenge. So a couple of clips I wanted to share. We saw this one already, a couple of others, but especially what Dashy had to say about the way that he's feeling about this game so far.
Yeah, that's all about me and Abuzah.
I'm really gonna like
Abuzah, I'm a slide, right?
Okay, that's fine.
I should throw a trophy at the have.
I don't have one. I'm sorry.
I got it.
I'm literally trying.
I just challenge.
Yeah, go.
Nice.
We can reset if you want. We can reset if you want.
Top,
I'm in fire. Last two. Dead. Oh my god, I hate when I just call game. I hate when I just call that fucking game at 11 a.m.
For 13 hours for no reason.
I'm the man. Get fucking shit, bro. Holy fuck.
No.
Let it safe. Oh my god. What? Oh!
He's on that.
Oh, he was.
Alright, I'm looking there.
Mid door. I got him.
He's on me.
I have all your mid. I have all your mid. I have all your mid.
I'm looking over. Nice.
He can't pinch mid. He can't pinch mid.
Shotzzy is our side. Symbols.
I'm
coming to help.
That's
Our side.
Our side, yep.
I'm getting chowed.
I'm looking our side.
Chow me. He's weak. Weak. Close on our side. On the left. Close left.
Mercules just playing in time, guys. In time.
Yeah, you try to our side.
There's multiple.
One shot. He's another one.
Oh my God.
fucking turn.
Big fucking C. I didn't hit the guy. They might be rapping. Yeah, they're gonna rap. Yeah, they're rapping. I'll see the mid. I have all in mid. Okay, get out. Watch on me. Nice, bro. Mid. I'm watching the window. Mid. One shot. Nice. Fuck off me. Hell yeah. Ho. Fucking hell. What kind of big agent is it?
Kill me this year or no?
What?
You think you're gonna kill me this year?
I mean, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I've played pubs, bro, and I don't think anybody's killing me. Like, they actually have to buff the aim assist shit, bro. I think people are just, they only can kill me if their little dynamic kitty cat aim assist is shooting for them.
I'm literally on bro. I'll tell you for maximum console.
Wait, bro, do you actually fuck with this game, dude? Like, even the wall bounce shit is fine, but like, even like the aim assist, like, they actually cook, dude. I think it's perfect right now, bro. Even then, like, I would still, actually, no, that's so greedy. I was gonna say, maybe nerf it a little more, but it's actually perfect right now. Like, it actually, you only get like it's not that sticky, and it only activates when you're actually aiming at them. You know what I mean?
Dude, no, bro, you know what?
Lots of talk on the aim assist so far in this game. People are getting used to it, of course, but it's certainly weaker than we have seen in Call of Duty for a rather long time. As Dashy says, it only really works if you actually aim at them and you really try. And even then, it's certainly not strong close range. Longer range, it's not strong either, but it doesn't fall off as drastically as some maps, we have seen before. This, of course, that Colossus map, right? So there was talk about whether this could be competitive. We're seeing a fair bit of this played so far. It's even got a little bit of, like, Vertigo vibes outside. There was some Vertigo's a Black Ops 2 DLC map. There was also talk of Vertigo maybe even coming back. I think there's a map called Take or something that's coming up in an upcoming release. Some people think that could be a remaster of Vertigo. So there's going to be tons of maps. I think that's not a massive concern in Black Ops 7 so far. Definitely prefer the map pool to what we've previously had, right? It's certainly not terrible. Is it fantastic, right? Have we got the best hits of COD? Maybe not, but even the shipped maps that are coming with the game, not the remasters, pretty solid. Like, there's a lot to be said about them. There's a lot to be done, I think. I mean, this map Colossus, again, it might not be spectacular, but at least it's designs in a relatively symmetrical way. There's not a load of crap all over the place that's impossible to deal with. So we're in a much better spot for maps than we have been for a long time in COD. That's a big positive. The gunplay seems really good, and Dashy thinks the skill gap is officially back, right? He says, I don't think anyone's killer bee this year. Maybe if you've got Dynamic on. I know that Parasite did a tweet. He thinks, he has said this before, so again, take it with a pinch of salt, but he was saying that he reckons linear might actually be better than dynamic. It's the aim response curve, not aim assist, whatever. Like, that deserves a little clarification. But Dashy's really happy with where the aim assist is at. And he thinks, I mean, he was even thinking, oh, maybe even make it a little bit weaker. But it's no surprise that Dashy feels this way. He knows that he shoots straighter than basically every other player. So it gives you an advantage having weaker aim assist. And there certainly will be gunfights this year where people are getting absolutely slammed. The final clip I wanted to mention before we close out here is this one from Shotzzy. We're talking about movement tech today. This is certainly one. So Shotzzy wins this gunfight here on Scar. They're up 5-0, guns this guy, and then he hits one of these. So again, when we first heard about wall bouncing, I was picturing a Black Ops 3 wall bounce, where if you go into the wall with speed sideways, so if you go onto the wall with like an angle of trajectory, then you can bounce off it at a perpendicular angle, right? That's how it used to be if you get the timing right. Whereas in this game, you can effectively latch onto the wall and do a bounce with omni movement. So you can do it from any direction. We saw this, of course, in the beta, but it's worth saying that it's not difficult to do these jump spots. Like, you just jump straight forward into the wall, where in Black Ops 3, you would not be able to wall bounce here. But, you know, you can just wall bounce up and you can see the whole map, and you're not going to get guns from there, right? Like, because you're only appearing for a fraction of a second. Now, Shotzzy's found another one. So, you can also wall bounce off this sign. And when you do, you bounce upwards here. And I don't know if, you know, when he first found this, he may have just been thinking, okay, use this as a little jump spot to get some information. But actually, he gets stuck here, and he guns this guy for the round. So this is pretty interesting, because he is, well, as Clayster would say, he is standing on something, right? He hits the wall bounce, and he is standing on top of the sign. So, you know, is that intended? Because this is quite the spot, right? I mean, he's up here. He's got quite the angle. Okay, he's exposed, but in certain situations, this is perfect. And he can even jump off that sign again when he makes the gunfight win. So, yeah, what do we think about this, right? Is this something that should be allowed? It's a jump spot. He's standing on something. This was the debate, right? If you guys aren't familiar with the story, way back in Black Ops 3, Clayster's team FaZe, they got forfeited for Clay being in a spot similar to this, really. And the league told him that it was an unintended line of sight and therefore it's banned. But Clay was like, look, I'm standing on a tree in that scenario. Here, Shotzzy will be like, well, look, I'm standing on the hotel sign. How am I meant to know if Traixx didn't intend me to get there? So, yeah, very interesting early days. But BO7, there's going to be a lot of talking points this year. That we can say for sure. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.